Rising out of the chaparral-covered Gabilan Mountains, east of central California's Salinas Valley, are rock spires and narrow canyons that bear no resemblance to the nearby foothills. Home to a diverse community of life, these rust-colored pinnacles stand out in the surrounding landscape for good reason. These are the spectacular remains of ancient volcanoes that formed millions of years ago. As the Pacific Plate slides along the San Andreas Fault, it has torn these volcanoes in two, carrying the rock nearly 200 miles toward the north. With the slow passage of time, water and wind, helped by plants and animals, eroded these volcanic remains to fashion the spires and pinnacles found here today. Hidden among the rock, small streams carve deep canyons. These narrow gorges become caves when boulders topple from above, wedging between the rock walls. Flowing water carries away small debris, leaving behind rooms and passages between the light and dark. These unique caves, along with the towering spires and colorful cliffs, have attracted people to this area for thousands of years. Chalon, Mutsun, and other native people lived here for millennia, using bedrock mortars to prepare acorns, pine nuts, and wildflower seed. Using fire, they managed the landscape for food, fiber, and medicine, enhancing grasslands for desired plants and wild game. In 1791, Spanish monks established Soledad Mission in nearby Salinas Valley, and the native people of this area saw rapid change as California became part of Spain, then Mexico, and finally the United States, each change bringing new waves of settlers. In the 1860s, miners came to Pinnacles, convinced that the colored rocks contained copper, gold, and other precious metals, but valuable ore was never found. As miners worked the hillsides, homesteaders began ranching the open valleys and oak woodlands. These early settlers explored the caves and spires, leading tours for curious visitors. In the 1890s, homesteader Schuyler Hayne, inspired by this unique landscape, began a local grassroots campaign to preserve the cliffs and caves found here. These efforts finally paid off in 1908, when President Theodore Roosevelt signed legislation creating Pinnacles National Monument. Today, Pinnacles National Park protects over 26,000 acres, including 16,000 acres designated as the Hayne Wilderness. The park and surrounding lands are home to a diverse community of life, and a wide variety of plant and animal habitat is protected here. All life depends on water, and while most of Pinnacles appears dry, creeks and ponds are found throughout the park. In deep, narrow canyons, sycamore, live oak, and California buckeye make a shady home for frogs and salamanders. Giant valley oaks thrive in open bottomlands, home to many larger animals such as deer, coyote, and bobcat. Chaparral, a dense canopy of woody shrubs, dominates the landscape, while charming islands of blue oak are scattered throughout the park. The most common tree here is the slender gray pine. Woodpeckers drill holes in the soft wood and bark, storing acorns by the thousands. Throughout the park, a great diversity of life awaits the careful observer, with a wide variety of sights, smells, and sounds. In spring, wildflowers dot the hillsides. Hundreds of species of bees and other insects begin a feast, pollinating wildflowers, trees, and chaparral. After winter rains are long gone, summer transforms Pinnacles from a garden to a desert. Water becomes scarce as surface streams dry up. The hot summer sun turns vegetation from green to brown. Animals, including humans, avoid the heat of the day, seeking relief in canyons, caves, and shadows. Hot days become pleasant summer nights under the stars of the Milky Way. Pinnacles' isolation from big cities preserves dark night skies, where the wonders of the universe are on clear display. Day or night, spring or fall, whenever you visit, Pinnacles is likely to reward you with new pleasures and discoveries. Hiking is a popular activity in the park, and most trails date from the early years of protection and development. In 1933, the boys of the Civilian Conservation Corps arrived in Pinnacles and spent the next 9 years working in the park. The CCC made lasting contributions to the history of Pinnacles, and many of their changes and improvements are still seen today. In the heart of Pinnacles, the steep and narrow section of the High Peaks Trail is a testament to the hard work performed by early trail builders. Clinging to sides of steep cliffs, tunnels, stairs, and passageways are carved into the rock. This rugged and popular trail is a highlight for Pinnacles hikers and explorers. The high peaks are the home to many birds, including swifts, ravens, and prairie falcons. And after an 80-year absence, Pinnacles is once again nesting ground for the endangered California condor. Condors soar far and wide, reaching the Pacific Ocean in less than an hour. The park's steep cliffs and surrounding lands provide excellent habitat for condors, and in 2003, Pinnacles became a California condor release site. Restoration of wild California condors still faces many challenges, but seeing these magnificent birds soar once again is an unforgettable Pinnacles experience. Pinnacles National Park and surrounding landscapes protect a diverse community of life and important stories from our past. Descendants of early homesteaders who struggled to protect Pinnacles over 100 years ago still live and work in the area, while modern members of the Mutsun and Chalone tribes maintain their identity through active cultural practices and research with park staff. They recognize the spirituality of Panache, their word for Pinnacles, and their obligation to preserve and protect this unique place. While exploring the national park, your stewardship is essential to preserve Pinnacles for future generations. Leave no trace by staying on established trails and disposing of all trash properly. Observe wildlife from a distance and leave natural and cultural objects as you find them. Drink plenty of water, protect yourself from the sun, and make sure to have a safe Pinnacles visit. Experience unique geology, discover a rich human history, and observe the community of life that makes Pinnacles National Park its home.